Hey everybody, the other day a new trailer for G-QuuuuuuX dropped, and there are some crazy controversies coming out of that one. So let's go over it. This is my third video speculating on trailers for G-QuuuuuuX. If you haven't seen the first two, there was an initial trailer where we just kind of like got settled with the show. And then there was a second video I did where I went into the deep spoilers, the deep materials that have been leaked. And now I'm going to be building off of that one for this one. So yeah, if you're not familiar with anything I'm saying, check out those older videos. All right, so there wasn't too much new footage in this new trailer, but there was enough stuff to sink your teeth into and have a good discussion about. So one of the first things I'm going to bring up, one of the simpler things, is we got a much better look at the black ZAKU featured in the trailer. Now before, the only thing we really knew about the suit was that it was a ZAKU, but now we're getting a much clearer look at it, and it's actually not just a normal ZAKU. It seems to be a police special edition ZAKU. Like all the markings indicate that it's owned by the colony police. There's also been several materials about the show saying that the main boy character Shuji, his enemy would be the police. So therefore, even though this is set up to be a kids versus the police situation, the police are totally using ZAKUs, framing them in the conventional Gundam bad guy sense. Now that was one minor thing. The next thing is a much bigger deal. At a certain point in the trailer, you can see what appears to be white base painted green. Now this is really interesting for a number of reasons. Number one, as we all know, at the end of the original Gundam, white base was destroyed at a battle coup, but this is an alternate timeline where that apparently was not happened. In this case, white base was captured, painted green, and it's still working. Now, you might be wondering why it was painted green. Well, that's actually a callback to some of the Gundam video games, probably seen in like Federation versus Zeon. When the Zeon would capture Federation mobile suits, they would paint them white and green like this. So this is in line with previous captured Federation mobile suits. We've just never seen it on a ship before, but it is fucking cool, and I love that they're going back to the video game deep canon here. The next thing that a lot of people are freaking out about is there's a shot where Machu is holding up a hard drive. Everyone is noticing that the hard drive design is very, very similar to the Tem-Ray device from the original Gundam. The Tem-Ray device has kind of become a meme over the years. The thing of it is, like, it's literally a hard drive, but it was a hard drive that people saw in the 1970s. And in the 1970s, people didn't realize it was a hard drive. So there was a major speculation that maybe it was just a big hunk of junk. Of course, nowadays we know it's a fucking hard drive. So it's actually incredible that Gundam accurately predicted what hard drives would look like 30 years into the future. But nonetheless, yeah, so this hard drive is coming back. Leave a comment if you have any thoughts about the Tem-Ray hard drive. I really don't think there's anything special about it. I think they're just canonizing that this is what a hard drive looks like in the Gundam universe, but it is really funny for the deep lore and the meme around it, because in the 1970s, no one knew what a fucking hard drive was, and it just showed up in the Gundam anime. The next thing that people are flocking to is there's this green guy. A lot of people are joking that he's Flint Asano from Gundam Age. I don't believe that's the case. So there's a lot of things that's cool about this guy. He's wearing what appears to be a civilian version of a Zeon uniform. Like, he's wearing like a dress shirt, but the dress shirt has like Zeon like commander insignias on it. And so yeah, based on his insignias, he's definitely a commander. By all accounts, I'm guessing he's Shalia Bull. A lot of Japanese people are also guessing he's Shalia Bull. Shalia Bull was name dropped in the behind the scenes materials as being the original owner of Machu's Gundam. So yeah, I'm just going to go out on a limb here. I think this is Shalia Bull. I think it's Shalia Bull with a slightly modernized, slightly cutified, more facial hair Shalia Bull. This seems to be Shalia Bull to me. I think it's definitely Shalia Bull. Now that's about all the material that we actually got out of the trailer directly. Beyond that, there's been some crazy additional speculation by some hardcore fanboys based on the day that the trailer dropped. So the trailer dropped the other day, January 9th or 8th, and January 9th or 8th is Haman Khan's birthday. So now there is a conspiracy theory that Machu is actually Haman Khan. The main indication that she could be Haman Khan is the fact she has reddish hair and the fact that her pilot suit technically resembles the Quebly. So yeah, I can kind of see that. But overall, I'm going to lay down the line here and say that she isn't Haman Khan just because of the fact she's way too young. The series takes place in UC 85. Machu is by all accounts a 16-year-old girl, and in UC 85, Haman Khan would be about 18 or 19 based on the timeline. So she's like 3 years too young to be Haman Khan. I will say there is a slim chance that she could be Haman Khan's younger sister. Quick backstory on Haman's two sisters. In the original Zeta Gundam novels, Haman was listed as having a sister. And then in episode 32 of Double Zeta, Haman alludes to the sister. The sister was later clarified to be Marlene Karn, an older sister who died somewhere between the 1 Year War and Zeta. Her death, therefore, somehow allowed Haman to seize power. But then later in 1992, for the Gundam game Gundam Advanced Operation on the PC, it was then retconned that she had a third sister named Serena Karn. Serena was sort of a spy and used a bunch of fake aliases like Char. She switched to the Federation side and used the fake name of Jessica. And then later, they brought her back in Gundam Walpurgis, where she fully adopted Haman Karn's identity, once again for fame and fortune, and all the power still associated with Haman. So while I want to say Machu is definitely not Haman, she could theoretically be Serena, just because she is the same age as Serena. Also, speaking of Haman, there is one thing interesting I've realized here. Because of the G-QuuuuuuX timeline, Haman and Char would not be properly acquainted. Because Haman's whole backstory is that Haman had a fling with Char while she was administrator of Axis during the time between the 1 Year War and Zeta. But in the G-QuuuuuuX timeline, as far as we know from the spoilers, Char has been missing since the 1 Year War, and absolutely no one knows if he's even still alive. So that being the case, he never had an affair with Haman, and therefore, Haman, if she does exist, she probably isn't the bitter psychopath that we're used to. So I don't think Machu is Haman, but I do think Haman will inevitably appear in the show and be a very, very different Haman who never had a relationship with Char and might be in a much sunnier place, especially with Zeon also winning the war and, for the most part, having much better fortunes. Related to the Haman is Machu theory, people spun off of that and now have a Shuji is either Camille Bidan or Skirako theory. I don't know. I did kind of see the Camille vibes because they both have blue hair. I'm absolutely denying he's Skirako. There's no possible way. Skirako was a lot older. That's the main reason I'm counting that one out. Like Shuji appears to be a teenage delinquent, and Skirako was like a mid-20s like person of interest. So technically speaking, if Shalia Bull is in the mix, possibly Skirako would be working with Shalia Bull, because Skirako, by all accounts, was Shalia Bull's successor. The fact that Shalia Bull is in this anime does strongly imply that Skirako will be involved in some shape or form, but I do not think that Shuji is Skirako. Lastly, one more this person rumor I feel like I should address. People are also speculating that Nyan is actually Lala. I don't know. Lala, again, could be in the mix. We only know for sure that Char is missing, so for all we know that Lala does show up and is alive and well. But I definitely do not think Nyan is Lala. She is way too young and way too white. Moving on from there, the next thing we know is we got officially confirmation that the theme song for the show is going to be Plasma by Kenshi Yonezu. Yonezu is famous for doing the theme songs for Shin Ultraman and Chainsaw Man, so yeah, it should have that kind of harsh vibe. And finally, the official G-QuuuuuuX movie theatrical premiere is dropping next week, Friday, January 17th in Japan. And that's going to be super interesting. It's also dropping in IMAX. And once again, I'm so hopeful that somehow, hopefully Crunchyroll or like G-Kids or someone will localize this for the US, because I want to see this so bad. All right, that's literally everything I have to say about G-QuuuuuuX right now. Stay tuned to this channel. I'm definitely going to be covering it whenever it's out. All right, thanks, guys. Later.